Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My 30 meters affair seemed to have improved my relationship with my wife, 29F, and it feels too good to be true. Yes, I know I'm a scumbag. I'm the equivalent to human shit. I'm an asshole in every sense of the word. Feel free to call me out in the comment section, but rest assured that I will most likely agree with you. So I've been with my wife for 12 years now, married for 6. She was and still is the most beautiful and perfect girl I've ever met, which makes my mistake even more heinous. There was nothing ever wrong with our marriage. She was the ideal wife. I was just a massive idiot. It all started at work. I have a pretty high position cause I was working in the family business. There was this intern, who I'll call Claire. She was 19 and stunning. The kind of pretty that flaunts it. It began with her flirting with me for a bit. Light touching, laughing at my lame jokes, etc. I was never really one to get this much attention, so I was loving it. It slowly progressed to lunch dates to texting till I eventually slept with her during a company outing. I felt disgusted immediately after and felt nothing but guilt. I drove straight home that night and confessed to my wife. It didn't end in screaming or anything, just her crying and asking me questions. All of which I answered truthfully. She looked broken. She's seen Claire before, during the few times she visits me at work. I didn't beg for her to take me back, but I did take all the blame for it. I told her that if she wanted a divorce, she could have everything. The house, the car, alimony, anything. We don't have kids yet. I also make several times more than she does, but I didn't want her to give up the lifestyle just cause of my duck up. She said that was the last thing she wanted. My wife said she knows it was a one-time thing and that I wouldn't do it again. She asked me if I still loved her and I said I did, with all my heart, which is true BTW. Seeing a person you love hurting was definitely not worth the cheap thrill of infidelity. It's been a year since then and things have been different. I've definitely been trying to make it up to her. I know I really can't, and working on our relationship more. Thing is, so has she. She's been going the extra mile herself. She's always been a loving and loyal wife, but I think she's been a bit extra. She's been cooking more often, visiting me at work for lunch more, being more conscious about her looks, gym, makeup, etc. It feels like we're back in the honeymoon stage with all the attention I've been getting. Almost as if nothing ever happened. She never brought it up again after that night. I gave her all my passwords and access to everything. I even registered her fingerprint on my phone, but she always said she didn't need it and that she trusts me. A small skeptical part of my brain thought she is trying to get back at me, hypocritical, but I wouldn't have blamed her. But I knew she didn't have it in her to cheat. How do I know? Her best friend told me. A few months after the cheating, one of her girlfriends had a bachelorette party and she was supposed to stay overnight. I was surprised to see her back at 10 p.m. I later got a call from her best friend calling me a lucky asshole cause apparently my wife left the moment the strippers showed up. She even told me how my wife would never take off her wedding ring when they went out, and every time guys would flirt my wife would show it to them and cut them off. Her entire friend group hates my guts and brought up the idea of her getting even, but she told them all off and defended me. Best friend ended the call telling me not to duck up again. I know I don't deserve her, and because of that I've also been going out of my way to treat her the way I promised to treat her. Like a queen. She's been talking about having kids recently, and while I was happy I feel like it's too good to be true. Where's my karma? I still think about what happened and have nightmares about it. Every time I do she knows what's up and tells me she's forgiven me and kisses me on the cheek and tells me how much she loves me. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Perhaps the guilt I'm still carrying because of it is my karma. I've been really happy lately, but there's still a small part of me that whispers you don't deserve her. Am I overthinking this? Is karma just around the corner waiting to attack? Would therapy help? TLDR, I cheated on my wife but she stayed with me. Life has been great since, but I feel like I don't deserve it. Pro tip. If you value your relationship, don't let other people flirt with you. There's no such thing as harmless flirting. It can and will escalate if you don't cut it off. It's typical for people to say don't cheat, but I think the better advice would be don't put yourself in the position to cheat in the first place. Learn from my duck up guys and don't be like me. Be like my wife. Honestly, it sounds like your wife is hella insecure now. She's been putting more work into being attractive, she doesn't stay out with her friends even when she should. She does more of the perfect wife things like cooking and coming to have lunch with you at your work, you know, where you met another girl. Your punishment is having to live with the fact that your wife will never feel like she can be comfortable, vulnerable or imperfect with you ever again, without you wanting something new and shiny. You did that. Congrats. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thanks for the gold, that's a first for me, heart, heart, heart. Yep. He ducked a woman 10 years younger than her, someone who's barely more than a child. She sounds like she's trying to make herself look 19 again and yep, asserting her presence at his work. I feel so sorry for her. And one day the right man will come along and wipe all those insecurities out of her and she will leave. This is classic behavior from a woman being cheated on. It's just a matter of time and her Prince Charming will take her away. Gosh, I hope so. She's too young to be wasting the rest of her life with this asshole who makes his cheating about his own feelings and doesn't ignore the emotional damage he's inflicting on his wife. I hope that happens. She deserves a good man. Agreed. I hope so too. Op doesn't deserve her anyway. If she goes to the gym, dresses nicely and takes good care of herself, now it's a matter of time when she starts getting attention from other guys. One of these guys is going to compliment her and so on. And then, bam. She starts being distant and secretive with her phone and so on. Before you know it, the tables all turns. What are you going to do then, Op? Gosh, I hope. It would certainly be funny, but revenge cheating is still dumb. Yes, his wife never worked through her emotions with him and is either bottling them up inside or actively hiding them from him. But hey, she's got a smoking hot bod and who wants to be bothered with someone else's thoughts and feelings? Lucky dude. Exactly. I think this will speak to the kind of person he is, whether he considers this a problem for him or not. It's going well for him, but I doubt that his wife is able to be emotionally vulnerable with him anymore. It's not a real connection. I agree with you, but I just wanted to hijack your comment to say that sometimes, relationships can sometimes overcome infidelity. But only when and if there's a reason behind it so you can learn from it. Obviously it takes time and effort on behalf of both parties. But what bothers me about Op's post is that I know, I'm stupid, I didn't have a reason to do it, call me a dickhead. Oh, but this absolutely improved my relationship because she takes care of herself more now instead of actually understanding why it happened and actually cares about my wife's feelings and that journey. So yeah, he's a dickhead. Right? Like, I would be so deeply concerned if something happened in my relationship and my spouse didn't grieve it in front of me. Bingo. I'm going through the same feelings, on and off, the wife is. My situation never escalated to the extent Ops did though. My partner caught feelings for someone at his work and let those feelings snowball for almost 2 years until he confessed them. Ops' wife is acting a lot like I did when my partner and first reconciled. I wanted to be perfect because I was afraid I would lose my partner again to someone else. I still do this sometimes, but it's only been 6 months since everything happened. She's probably very insecure and doesn't feel like she can be anything less than perfect, because she feels like she lost her husband to someone else when there were seemingly no issues in her relationship. In her mind, she doesn't have reason or explanation for what happened, and that's scary. Yeah, but Op only cares about his karma, his punishment. His doesn't care what he done to his wife and her self-worth. This is exactly what I was thinking. I feel so bad for her. She'll never be able to let her guard down. I'm not going to insult you, you seem like you learned that lesson. He has. To me, this entire post seems to be a justification for his cheating. The title alone classifies it as such. Yeah, he's like, fellas, you wanna spice up your boring marriage? Cheat on your wife with a woman barely out of childhood. Yuck yuck, I mean it's awful and I hate myself, but I sure trained old wifey to be a better wife to me. He thinks if he keeps praising her and being deprecating towards himself, then he will somehow obscure this is his real message. How to make your wife insecure and put her in her place / make her cater to you, by ducking someone else. And who wants to bet he wasn't secretly hoping she would divorce him and that's the only reason he told her? And who wants to bet he wasn't secretly hoping she would divorce him and that's the only reason he told her? Or someone else, who witnessed their shenanigans, was threatening to blow the whistle. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.